Previously on the Scrying Dice. Find you guys in the town of Rock and Filter. Find yourself specifically in the Tavern of the Drunken Pig.
I think Bob is probably over at the gambling table. I've got aces up my sleeves.
Okay, so Silas, you walk into this tavern sitting here. Billy, I think this is around the time that you would enter. Silas, roll a perception check. You see a stocky-looking person in a teal cloak. He is looking at you through the window. You walk outside. You see that same individual walking down the road. You hear an arrow being fired. You see a fall off of the roof. Why don't you go ahead and roll that sneak attack? So you hit this individual pretty darn hard. This thing goes down to its knees. It disappears in a puff of black smoke. All three of you completely forget what just happened with the person in the black robe and forget that the dwarf was even there. And you all look at each other completely and utterly confused as to why you are outside the inn. That's why you're outside the tavern, and who the heck everybody there is. We're recording. All right. It's been a while since the last time we have played. It has been a while. I was on vacation. I don't know whether or not I'm actually going to put out any other videos I recorded on vacation, because they all sounded like garbage for reasons beyond my understanding. I'm sorry, did you think this was actual beer? No. Please sponsor me. Please. Please. Sponsor me. Stop laughing. I want them to sponsor me.
Don't say that.
Don't say what?
Don't beg people to sponsor you.
This is good stuff. IBC root beer. Go try some. It's awesome. It's the best. I couldn't find it for like a whole 2 weeks because of what's going on in the world. And I was crying myself to sleep because I knew I could not get that nice thirst-quenching juice. All right, so previously.
He's not sponsored.
I'm not sponsored, but I want to be sponsored. I'm a good person, and I want sponsor. Okay, where did we leave off?
It was.
I believe we have lost our memories.
Yes, that's right. You guys.
We were in that back alley. We lost our memories.
As soon as you were fighting, then you became.
Usually
friends,
that's not a good thing.
I have no idea who these people are.
Well, no, I think we kind of discussed the fact that after said encounter, you kind of went into
yeah, and then we got acquainted with each other and we became friends. Yada.
We talked for a little bit, became friends, and now you guys went in, got drunk or whatever. Who cares?
We told each other our backstories.
I don't think Bob would have told people his. I don't think Bob would have told strangers his backstory.
All right, fair enough.
Fair enough.
You're gonna have to earn that.
All right, so I think after you guys sort of get to know each other a little bit, I think it's the next day. You guys have went to your respective rooms and have sat down. You guys went to your rooms and you slept, and I think you've woken up the next day. And who do you think would be the first to wake up here?
I don't know, maybe Silas.
Why Silas?
I don't know.
Well, because I mean, who do you think would be, the most alert to be, like, who would be the most used to waking up early? I'm assuming, because Silas goes down and tracks down people all the time, so I'm assuming he has some kind of.
Yeah, and he's.
I don't know. I think Bob is fairly used to waking up early.
Yeah,
okay.
Probably because criminal. You probably looking over your shoulder a lot.
True. Okay.
So
yeah, we can just have both you guys wake up then. So both you guys wake up.
Go ahead. Assume that it's because Bob is a criminal. I see how it is.
All right, but who's I can hear someone messaging somebody on Discord. What's happening? You wake up and you walk down and to get some nice. When you pay, you get a nice bed and breakfast. You get your room and then you get some nice breakfast. So you both walk down. You see each other. I'm assuming you say hi. And as you walk down, you see Bob. You see kind of a familiar sight. You walk down and you see a man in a blue vest, a pair of blue jeans, and he has a small little star on the left side of his vest, and he seems to be asking some questions to the keeper of this inn. And he looks at the keeper of the inn and goes, "So, you didn't see anything weird last night at all? Nothing?
I immediately don't trust this guy.
Nothing at all? You didn't see anything as to why there is a hole in the roof of the bakery across the street? Nothing at all. Oh, you just didn't wake up like, oh Lord, what was that massive explosion? Nothing at all." And the keeper of the innkeeper looks up at him and goes, "Nope, I didn't hear anything. I was fast asleep, man."
I'm going to try to stay out of. I'm going to try to stay out of the line of sight of the sheriff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to sneak a little bit closer, just try to hear what is going on.
Okay, so let me settle. I did not share my screen yet through Discord yet again. I'm a dummy. Whiteboard.
You said it, not me.
Okay, there we go. So here is the stairs coming down that you guys just walked down. The lobby is right here. So here's where the lobby is, along there, and then there's a small hallway along here that leads to the dining area where the bed and breakfast roughly is. And then the stables are over here where the horses are. So you walk down these stairs, and sort of here is the desk where the innkeeper is right here, and here's the sheriff talking, and you guys are sort of standing in this general area here, and you'd have to walk this way to get to the area where you're going to go. So what exactly is the move here? Are you going to try to do a stealth check to get past him, or are you going to try to continue into the just casually walk by him, or sneak up to him and try to figure out what's going on?
It's gonna try to pass myself off as just, another concerned citizen who's wondering what the heck's going on here.
All
without
right.
drawing too much attention to myself.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
probably a stealth check.
Yeah. Go ahead and do like a stealth check to see if you can like be casual about this. And I will roll for this man.
So 17.
That's definitely gonna do it there. So you're able to walk on by and into the dining area. So what exactly is Bob's play? Is he gonna try to keep staying low, or is he gonna try and or is he gonna try to listen in on this conversation a little bit?
Does the sheriff look rich?
Oh, no, actually he does not. He actually looks kind of fairly middle class. He looks like he could easily live on a farm or a small house sort of off the outskirts of town or something like that. He doesn't look like he is overly rich.
So I think Bob is going to sneak up behind the sheriff. What does a 2 + 7 9 get me?
That's not good. Okay, so
he's going to jail.
okay, so
Excuse me, I haven't done anything.
The
You
the innkeeper is still able to see a little bit over the counter, and kind of sees you stealthing it up over towards the sheriff, and his eyes kind of narrow a little bit as he looks at you for a second. But
I'm going to look up at the innkeep and say, "Hey, what's your problem? You got a problem with short people? Huh? Huh?"
he puts his
Well,
hands
looks
up.
like subtlety went straight out the
He
window.
puts his innkeeper puts his hand up and goes, "Oh no, I do not." And
Hey,
uh
I think it's gonna cost you.
the sheriff who was talking to the innkeeper turns around and goes, "Well, I don't think it's very polite to talk to my cousin that way." I think his
Excuse me,
I think his voice changed a
there.
lot. I can't get voices correct anymore.
Excuse me, Mister Sheriff Officer Man. He was clearly looking at me with a touch of disdain.
Innkeep looks at you and goes, no, I was. You were looking like you were a bit of a sneaky individual behind my cousin here.
Excuse me?
How about I throw in some caviar into your breakfast, and we don't talk about this, and you go about your day.
Could I get that caviar in just money instead?
Yes, fine, whatever. And he throws you a small pouch with 15 gold pieces.
How many gold pieces?
15.
All right.
It's
And
funny because I feel like
the sheriff looks at
usually-
you. The sheriff looks and goes, "Listen, we do not mean to offend. If my cousin here offended you, I am terribly sorry. But we are a humble town, and we do not. I don't. We are a humble town, and we do not tend to try and insult people. So I am terribly sorry if anything happened." And he looks and goes, "Hey, did you see or hear anything last night across the street at all?" And he pulls out a little tiny notepad, flips it open, and grabs a pencil, sorry, in case you or well, a piece of charcoal more like, and is about ready to write down anything that you may or may not have heard.
What sorts of things might I remember?
A massive explosion on the roof of the bakery right across the street
Th-
from this establishment.
This is me, the player, asking you, the DM, what sorts of things Bob
Oh,
would remember from the
oh,
previous night.
he's asking whether or not, I mean, you heard him when he walked down. He was talking about a massive explosion across the street that happened, and it blew a pretty sizable chunk out of the roof of the bakery across the street, which was the same exact building that jello-faced monster man was on when Silas shot a blast of an eldritch blast at him. So he's asking if you know anything about what happened
no, I'm
across
gonna
the
get
street.
arrested, aren't I? Yeah, but I
You-
think what he's
you don't
saying,
remem-
and you
like-
can correct him.
You
Well,
don't-
Yeah,
you
I-
physically do not remember anything from there because you don't remember anything. But he's asking whether or not
Well-
you've heard anything.
Well, I didn't hear anything, but I met a new friend last night. His name is Johnny Togold, and he's a warlock, and he might be able to tell you what sort of things might cause an explosion like that. I think you just missed him this morning.
Where did
Would
he?
you like me to go?
still here.
In fact, should I roll a perception check to see if I see Silas, or
No,
do
you
I
guys-
already know
You
this?
guys walked down together. You walked down the stairs together, and Silas
Yeah.
walked over into the
Well,
other
this
room where
my
there's
stealth check was to not get noticed by them.
exactly. Not you.
So-
So you know he's there. He just walked into the other room.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
just
to
like eavesdropping from around the
I'm going
corner.
to point over into the other room and say, "Hey, no, that's my new friend, Johnny Togold over there. He's
Why is that what you're calling me?
he's a tiefling warlock. He might be able to sense residual magics or whatever. He's pretty good at
And
that sort of stuff."
The sheriff looks over at you and goes, "Oh, well, I think that might work. let's go talk to him. And the sheriff and you go walk into the other room, and at the same exact time, Billy. I said, Billy, that's your cue. Billy. There we go. Hello.
There we go. It didn't unmute. I'm sorry.
You're cool.
Hi, Billy Mays here.
Yes. So you wake up and you see Bob and this human man in jeans. Yes, I don't know. I can remember that word. Jeans and a blue vest walking over to the kitchen or the eating area. And you walk down. Are you gonna talk to the innkeeper, or are you just gonna go straight over and get some food?
I'm feeling kind of scrumptious.
All
So,
right, all right. Okay, so you walk over into the room, and you see this, and you see Bob, the sheriff, and Silas talking. And I didn't give a name for the sheriff, and his name is.
And his name is John Cena.
Oh.
There are those who call him Tim.
Okay, how about this? How about we make a little bit of a truce and set it as Tim Cena. There we go. His name's Tim
We
Cena.
got
And
Billy
his
Mays
cousin,
and we got Tim Cena.
his cousin is Ron Cena.
oh my god. Okay.
There we go.
What
We've got
am
it,
I
ladies
doing
and
here?
gentlemen. We've got the people
God.
of the century. We've got the people of the century. I'd like to also point out the
Oh,
fact that Tim is wearing a pretty sizable belt. It's supposed to be a reference to the wrestling belt, whatever they call it. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not big on wrestling.
It's less
yeah,
funny
so-
when you explain the joke.
Oh, I know, right? Isn't it so funny? But yeah,
I
so
said it's less funny when you explain the joke.
oh, I thought you said it was so funny. My bad. Whatever. So you guys walk up. Oh well, no, Billy, you walk up over to him and you hear what they're saying. And Tim looks over at Silas and goes, "So I heard you can kind of sense residual magics. There was an explosion on the roof of the bakery last night, and I'm trying to figure out who the heck did it, and why they'd want to be blowing up the bakery for." Whatever reason. I mean, if you're going to blow something up, blow up the apothecary, or blow up local inn, or the tavern, or something more important. Or maybe even, heck, I don't know, City Hall.
Are you saying that you want your? I'm sorry. Are you saying that you want your cousin's inn to be blown up?
I never said that. I said, why would you blow up the bakery? The bakery is the least important thing in town. Sorry, Paul. Sorry.
Yeah, I think his point was that it's a rather unusual target.
Exactly. Unless you're looking for
Uh,
flour.
so
They
think-
keep the
I think
Unless
flour
you
in
have
the attic.
something against cake. You won't.
I think Bob's going to look at Silas and say, "Johnny, what do you think? Do you think you might be willing to maybe help the good officer here out in exchange for a little coin?"
My name is Silas.
Shh. I'm going to try to wink at Silas to make it clear that I'm trying to run a con.
Can I make an insight check to see if I see if I get it?
Okay, yep. Go right ahead. And as you're doing that, Tim looks over to you guys and says, and I'm pretty sure it's not the cake. It's not the cake gang. That cult destroying cakes around town. I took them out last week. I'm pretty darn sure they're not coming back anytime soon.
All right. So 15 plus 2.
17. Yeah.
Alright.
I think you go ahead and you're able to tell that the con is going on.
I'll take a look, see what I can
So
do.
Billy, what is your input here? Billy? Are you gonna offer one of your products?
Bueller?
Bueller? Oh, see, Chris, now you like that movie because I made you watch it.
Yes, because you held me hostage and forced me to watch it.
It's a good movie. If you have not seen
It
Ferris
is a
Bueller's Day
funny
Off,
movie,
watch it.
but it's
It's
so weak.
hilarious.
Audience,
Watch it.
Ferris
It's
Bueller's Day
hilarious.
Off is a weird movie,
It's funny.
but
Watch it.
It's a
very
fantastic.
funny.
See. Two out of the 4 people in here agree. Watch it.
And yeah, and one of the 4 was very
Oh, he was not held
skeptical when
hostage.
he was watching it.
I did not hold him
I just-
hostage. FBI, do not arrest me. I did not hold him hostage.
No,
Anyways,
he didn't
Billy,
hold me hostage.
Billy,
but
let's
he,
get back on track.
He
Billy,
like kept pestering me about it.
Billy.
I want to
Billy.
take a moment to point out that I am at 50 gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm at 30. What's
I'm
your
gonna
point?
have to adjust the prices
I-
in the shop.
Oh, don't adjust the prices.
No.
I'm the con man who gets
I-
lots
I-
of money.
Yeah, and I took some
Okay,
people
Billy.
to the cleaners and then killed one of them.
Billy, what are you saying?
I'm sorry. Say that again. You like cut out a lot for me.
Oh, sorry.
So apologies.
You overheard the conversation between Bob, Silas, and and Tim Cena, the local sheriff, destroyer of the evil cake gang, talking about trying to figure out who blew up the bakery last night.
Did Billy overhear me referring to Silas as Johnny Togold?
Yes, I think so. I think he's close enough for that. Oh, and by the way, there's waffles.
We.
I think I'm gonna go get myself a waffle. I love waffles.
All right, so
Let
you go
Billy
get
be here.
yourself
Let's
some
get some
waffles.
I'm gonna get some waffle. I'll watch from afar. I don't want to get myself in any deep trouble.
Okay,
That
so
could be.
With the law,
Yeah,
yep.
Popo.
I'm already in pretty much trouble.
Okay, so you guys talk for a little bit, and you set up a time to meet at the bakery across the street, in about an hour, so you can make yourselves decent and eat some food and get some stuff done.
We had some waffles.
So you hit up the waffle bar. It's a little, make your own waffle machine, a little make your own waffle iron. Has some little.
I'm just gonna ask, what sort of technology do we have in this setting?
It's like kind of like a pizza oven type thing where the innkeeper has sort of like a wood burning oven that has like a chimney that goes up and out of the roof so that you're able to use like a wood burning chimney to not only heat the area but also stick in two metal pancakes, sort of two metal things with the grid that has the waffles on them, and you're able to pour the batter into one of them and tip it and put the other one on top and then shove it in there and take it out with a little grabber thingy that they made.
Wow, you really thought through this medieval waffle technology, didn't you?
Medieval waffle technology, exactly. And on the
I feel like that now needs to be the name of this episode. Medieval waffle technology.
medieval waffle technology, Tim Cena, destroyer of Bakerman, destroyer of evil cakeman, X medieval waffle technology, exactly. And there's a little tiny there's
So perfect.
a piece of parchment sitting on the little waffle desk saying batter from local bakery, batter provided by local bakery, and ironworks provided by local blacksmith. And you think this is
That's
kind
the
of a
same
little
local bakery that just got blown up.
exactly from the roof where they keep the flour. And you guys eat some nice medieval waffles. I'd also like to point out there's a little tiny bits of chocolate you can put in there. There's some maple syrup, stuff like that. Somehow
I think Bob is gonna go to town on that chocolate.
all
How
right.
much chocolate can I fit into a single waffle? Do you think?
Face your
quite
bets now.
quite a bit. You get a pretty brown looking waffle.
I'm
there.
going to put double the amount of chocolate that I should be able to fit into a waffle.
Okay, make it. You know what? For the waffle and the waffle iron's sake, I'm gonna make a Constitution check to see whether or not you can fit the amount of stuff you're doing here. And that
Constitution
is
check for the waffle.
that's a nat 20. That is a nat 20. It is the most chocolatiest waffle ever. You go to the local caricature area or whatever, and you get a nice little quick flash drawing of you two. So add photo with sexy waffle into your inventory list.
So how much chocolate do you think I can just pickpocket?
I mean, well, it's not like it's
Yeah,
in.
the
It's not
sheriff
like
is
it's
in this building.
No,
Do
he
you really
left.
want
He
to
left.
Try...
He left.
It's,
Oh.
But it's like a free bed and breakfast.
Well, the
thing.
sheriff's cousin is in this building. Do you really want to test fate here?
There's not really a direct line of sight. There's the table is along this wall here, where all the goods are.
So it is just
and
an
that-
honor
yeah,
system.
That's where it is, and this is where he is. So he'd have to really see through the wall.
well,
order
in
to see
in
it.
that case, they kind of.
I mean, go for it. But
inevitable.
I'd like to
It's
point
like
out
those take no more than 2 things on Halloween.
exactly. It's inevitable that I will steal all of the candy. I never did that. I'm not a jerk.
Disgusting.
I'm not a jerk. There's I like to point out that they're not in packages. They're just these little tiny bits. So if you do put them in your pocket, they're probably gonna melt, unless you have a bag. Roll to see if you have a bag.
I feel like he has a
Alright.
bag.
Do you have a little tiny bag?
I feel like as
Like as
let me-
not only just as a rogue, but as an adventurer, that a bag is like
Yeah, fair point. You know what?
Standard.
You don't have a Ziploc
You-
bag, but you have a little tiny burlap sack that you can stick a bunch
Have-
of them in there.
I have a drawstring sack
Okay, all right. Yeah, you can.
for
Yeah,
for my
you get about-
candies.
I mean, I think Bob's a bit of a decent person when it comes to candy because he wants other people to have it as well. Correct? He doesn't want to take it all for himself because he knows that other people enjoy it as much as he does. Or is he the kind of person
mean,
to
I
just
guess.
take all of it?
and grab just a couple.
You get about it's a pretty big bowl, so you get about a half a pound of candy in a bag. Put that in there.
Oh my god!
So half a pound of chocolate.
Never mind.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do anything.
It's quite a bit. There's still a little bit left. I think you kind of take the idea that the innkeeper gets a lot of this chocolate because he knows a lot of people will do exactly what you've just done and just take a bunch of it.
Yeah.
So you get a pretty good. You know what? Actually, it's not a bowl. It's a dispenser, like one of the little things that you're able to pull the lever and the stuff comes out of a tube. So you have an idea.
Yes,
that
we
there's
know
like
how a dispenser works.
You have an idea that there's like a reservoir of chocolate bits up on the roof of this place. So you sit down, you have a really good breakfast. This is some of the best breakfasts you've ever had, and the best breakfast anyone in D&D has ever had. That's a fact, except for the French onion soup. But that's a long story, and was lunch. You guys get ready, and I think we're gonna cut to being outside outside of the bakery, and the sheriff is back there, and he goes, that's where the hole is. And you see some people up there moving some bricks around to try to make sure bricks don't fall off and hit people or shingles. And they are all covered in flour because it is where they store the flour up in the attic of this bakery. So what do you guys do? What exactly would Silas be looking for when it came to trying to figure out what exactly did this?
This just
Want to take a close look at where the damage is.
It's mostly up on the roof. There's nothing down on the ground floor. So I think.
So we'd probably go up there.
All right, so you
take
go
a
ahead.
look.
You go ahead and go up there. And
I feel like I don't have any like detect magic spells, but would I be able to make an Arcana check?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check, and then you can. Anyone else can make an investigation check to see if they see anything else that would be point out to what exactly did this. I mean, because
Alright, so
you can check for scorch marks and whatnot to see if it was an explosive, but I mean, it's not really.
Yeah. So 17 minus 1, so that is 16.
16. Yeah, I think you discern the fact that there's definitely a pretty decent amount of magic that was used here. You see, what exactly is it was? What was the spell you used again? It was
I use Eldritch Blast. Do you want me
Eldritch
to read
Blast.
the description
Yeah,
for
read the
you?
description. Does it use like flames, or does it use like lightning, or is it
Uh,
just like a blast
a
of air?
beam, a beam of crackling energy streaks towards a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target.
Okay, all right.
On
So
a hit,
crackling
the target
energy.
takes 1d10 force damage.
Okay, all right. So force damage. You see quite a few of the beams supporting this kind of tiny section of the roof were snapped. So not only was it a blast, it was you notice that it was coming from outside of the building rather than inside. So you don't think it was someone placed a bomb in here and blew it up from the inside. Based off of the fact that all of the pieces are also have blown into the building. It is you determine that it was a blast from the outside, and you can also figure out that it was sort of um, a kind of an energy blast based off of this scorch pattern that is along the rim of the hole along the roof and on the floor of this attic in the bakery, which by the way is made of wood, so there's quite a bit of debris and scorching stuff or whatever. So yeah, you determine that there's a little bit of debris and there's a little bit of other stuff that was on the floor of this. So it's a pretty decent blast, but you recognize it enough to know that it wasn't somebody exactly overly talented in magic, but somebody who kind of
Whoa!
knew what they were doing. I know it's an insult to you, but like you know that it wasn't like
I mean, to be fair, I'm
So-
first level.
exactly.
Look,
Like you
am
know that
I-
it wasn't
am
like
I-
some arch wizard or whatever.
Am I with Silas right now?
Yes, both of you guys are up on the both of you guys are up on the in the attic of this building.
Is there anybody else here with us?
There's one or two people. Another one has the same exact roughly the same exact uniform as the sheriff, so you assume he's the deputy. And he's just hefting around some of the pillars, and taking a look at them to see what exactly needs to get replaced in this bakery. Just helping out with the cleanup of this act of
Are they
hate
paying
against
attention to me?
baking kind. I think the sheriff looks at the deputy looks at you and says hello, and carries something down the ladder to get up the baker. But no, I don't think anyone else is really paying attention to you. There's obviously the baker's up here with a broom and he's brooming stuff around, but he doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to you.
Is there anything that looks valuable? Can I roll a perception check to see if there's anything that looks valuable around?
Yeah, go ahead.
What? Does a 2 + 2 4 get me?
No, there's nothing overly expensive around unless you count like 14-pound bags of flour. There's a lot of flour in this attic. There's some flour. There's some other cooking supplies, some extra spoons, some whisks. Mostly, you guess that this is just storage for the bakery you saw downstairs. And at that moment, the baker puts down the broom and starts walking down the ladder. But no, you don't see anything. You don't see anything at all that would be deemed of like incredible value in this attic.
All right.
All right.
So
So, do you tell your findings to the sheriff?
yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So he looks at you guys and goes, oh, you know what? I think I know exactly who this was. It was those darn goblins. I told them to stay out of my town, and they just keep popping back up. Even though it's like a day and a half ride, they always just somehow get back into my town, and it's a stupid, stupid, stupid turf war. I keep telling them not to do it, but they keep doing it. One of these days, I'm gonna have to get in the ring and beat up their leaders.
Oh.
Say, you guys look like a pretty hardy group of adventurers. Would you like to go in and take these guys out?
How much are you willing to give me for it?
You know, I think we ought to go talk to the mayor. We are now. You guys are now right outside the mayor's place, right outside the city hall. And Tim Cena, the local sheriff, gave you a little bit of an idea of where to go to get there. And you're standing right outside of it. And it's a pretty big establishment. It's not overly big. It's a brick building, 2 or 3 stories tall. And there is an iron wrought gate that goes around the front of the building to create a little bit of a enclosed front yard. So here's the actual building here. Here's some steps going up to it. And then there is a little bit of a gate going around the front of the building there. So the gate.
Does it look like a rich person house?
Here. No, it doesn't look like a rich person's house. It kind of looks like to be honest, it kind of looks like a school you'd see nowadays. It's very, very small. It does not look like a rich person's house. It looks pretty run down, like it hasn't really been upkept all that much, but there's just a little bit of a front gate for some protection in case something happens, and it does not look overly
I see.
overly
Listen,
crazy.
I know that you are a criminal, but every time you see someone, or a house, you're just like, are they rich?
I'm gonna start talking to like a worm from the ground or something, and like, hey, where's your house at? What you got in your house, bud? A worm of all
How
things.
much money you got?
What you got in that in the pants pockets of yours?
A respectable rogue is always on the lookout for a nice paying job.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
you
Romans
guys,
have invaded our home.
you guys, are again, like I said, right outside this building. Do you go on in, or do you what's the plan?
Yes.
These two fools, but I'm going in.
I was going to take a moment to look around and see what sorts of people are around.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Was this a perception
Yes,
check?
this would be a perception check.
How does a 14 plus 3, 17 work?
Ooh, okay, yeah. You see the groundskeeper kind of raking some leaves over here, or some sticks and stuff, and taking care of that. And that's really the only person you see around this place.
Is the
as of
groundkeeper
right now.
rich?
So what you're telling me
No.
is that the mayor is rich enough to have a groundskeeper.
I never said the mayor was rich. This is public property. It's City Hall.
Oh.
This isn't his house. It's City Hall. It's a stay-in job. So he does in fact live in the City Hall, but everything beneath the 3rd floor is public property.
Everything beneath the 3rd floor? How many
Yeah.
floors are there again?
There's 3 floors. The top floor is where he stays. It's a stay-in job.
Okay, so can I tell that from the road?
Yeah, I mean it's City Hall. It's kind of basically how
It's
City
just
Hall
common knowledge of the town.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Bob is new to the town.
True.
True. In fact, as you're standing outside, a person walks out of the front stairs of the building and walks to the gate where you're standing outside, and with some very official looking documents, and walks past you down towards the away towards the inn where the local stable is.
I'd like to see if I can sneak a peek over the shoulder.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll. How would the? Are you gonna jump?
Probably.
Are you gonna jump to see if you can see over her shoulder?
Not necessarily like see over their shoulder. I mean, like I want to see if I can get a look at the documents without arousing suspicion.
Oh, okay. I mean that wouldn't be sleight of hand. Would you? I'd consider that stealth.
See that stealth?
I'd say that'd be stealth. I mean,
All right.
it's not sleight of hand. I mean, you're not like stealing something. You're just trying to look.
What could possibly be in those documents that would interest you?
I don't know, but he mentioned it, and Chekhov's gun says that I must investigate.
I don't follow Chekhov's gun.
Okay, so there's a principle in writing that you should only mention something if it's going to be important.
Ah,
Oh, okay. I'll have to
So
keep that in mind.
so like in the first act of a play, if you show a loaded gun, you need the gun needs to fire off in the next act. In the next act.
So that the people don't forget about it. 13? Yeah. You're able to look over her shoulder for a few seconds, or well, a second as she walks by, and you see the words funds and allocating funds and next election on the papers. You see that it's sort of a papers having to do with the mayor's upcoming election again, to try and see if he can get
Ah.
elected again. It does not seem to be anything crazy, but you do see some sizable numbers on there for campaign funds. But then you
Like-
also see for a flash orphanage written on the paper. So you assume that he is giving some money away to the local place.
All right. I guess I'll go up to the door and knock, unlike my compatriots.
All right, so you go ahead and walk up to the door.
I mean, I was going in.
You go ahead and walk up to the door and knock on the door, and it opens, and you are met pretty much almost face to face with another gnome. And his
A gnome?
Yes.
I'm a halfling.
He looks at you and goes, "Oh well, hello. I am the mayor's assistant. How may I help you?"
Well, I'm Robert Throwstone, and these are my good friends, Millie Bays and Johnny Togold. Uh, we're here to we run the
Oh,
bakery. And-
you missed the opportunity to name Phil Swift.
Ah, dang it. We'll get it next time. We'll get it next time.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
And we heard that you have a goblin problem, and we're sort of a
He looks.
we're
He,
sort of a
his
fresh
eyes.
group of adventurers.
His eyes widen. He goes, "Shh, shh, shh, come inside. Come inside. Shh, shh, shh." And he gestures for you to come inside. Oh, you're cutting in and out again.
Silas in. Bob
All
is
right.
going to follow Silas in.
All right, Billy. I'm assuming you follow them in as well, Billy.
Yeah, to me and brothers.
All right, so he, all of you guys, run on into the building, and the butler closes the door. Oh, well, the assistant, not the butler. My bad. Closes the door behind you, and says, "You gotta keep your voice down about that stuff.
Butler Rich.
Not a lot of people like to talk about it." And he says, "Oh, by the way, my name's Dave," and he starts walking, gesturing for you to follow again, towards the stairs, towards a thing of stairs going up one level. And as you walk in, you see a desk in front of you with a few clerks at it. Off to the right, you see some bathrooms, and you kind of get that this is an area for like where people go to vote. It's where people in the town would file like a complaint. It's where people in the town would like elect a sheriff, elect a deputy, like a lot of different important stuff happens on this level. But Dave is not staying on this level, and you guys start walking up to the second level. Actually, as you guys pass by the stairs going up, you pass by a silver bowl sitting on a sort of like a small table against the wall. And in it is a bunch of puffy mints or pillow mints. There we go, pillow mints, sitting in this bowl.
I'm going to try. I'd like to try to take all of the filaments before anybody notices that they're there.
I knew someone would try to do this again. Why don't you go ahead and roll? Yes, again, this happened the previous time. That's I've had a previous group play this campaign before. They stole the entire thing and the bowl.
No, wait. I've
No,
got this one. I've got a good way to do this.
I'd like
I'm
to
gonna
leave
use
the
mage
bowl. I just want the mints.
Okay, all right, go ahead
Fine,
and
I'm
roll
gonna use
a...
Mage Hand to take the ball.
Oh, okay. How about this? How about go ahead and roll Billy, no, it might not Billy. Bob, why don't you go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check? And at the same time, Silas, why don't you go ahead and roll a Why don't you just go ahead and roll? I mean, what is Mage Hand? Do you have to roll to use Mage Hand or no?
Hang on.
That was a 9.
Oop.
And appears at a point you choose within range. Range being 30 feet.
So you don't have to roll.
You can use your action to control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, or pull the contents out of a vial.
Bob, what did you get again?
14.
14. Okay. Silas, why don't you go ahead and roll a
I feel like you're being a bad influence on me here, Bob.
No, why don't you go ahead and roll
Bob just likes to have snacks around that he can share with the poorer people.
Why don't you go ahead and roll?
Oh yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw to see if you can
You're a real Robin Hood here, Bob.
do a dexterity saving throw to see if you can snag this bowl of mints before Bob gets his hands on it.
I know. I'm not taking the bowl. I'm just taking the mints.
Well, you're just taking the mints, but
I mean, you never know when you need a bowl.
exactly, but still,
Yeah, but also
Silas wants the mints.
It's like a solid silver bowl. I'm not gonna use silver bowl. It's expensive.
All right,
I feel like that would be-
Silas, let's see if you
I
can
think
snag.
that would be the exact reason one would take the ball.
Silas, why don't you go ahead and see if you can snag the bowl with your
near
mage
the-
hand? Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
The mayor is a public servant.
You
I'm
know
not
what?
gonna take away.
Right, I'm not gonna do anything.
You're not? Are you gonna try to take some of the mints at least?
I'm gonna take Aemon.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and right before you Billy not Billy, sorry, Bob. Jeez. Right before you are able to take all the mints, you see one start floating away towards Silas. And Silas grabs it out of the air and makes a kind of mischievous face at you and pops it into his mouth and starts to follow Dave.
You can see
up
the
the
hand.
stairs.
It isn't invisible, I don't think.
I think you can make it invisible.
But how many mints do I have?
Oh,
No, arcane tricksters have invisible mage hands. Nobody else does.
oh, whoops.
That's the way they're
There's a
broke.
there is a feat you can get. If you get the telekinetic feat, you can
Make it
It's
invisible, yeah.
invisible.
So why don't
where you can make it.
how many?
invisible
You know
or
what? I'm
whatever.
gonna go ahead and do something stupid. I'm gonna roll. 40.
I'd say
40,
for that
so
you'd roll a
39.
percentile.
Yeah, I did. 39. So that's 39 mints because Silas stole one. So I got a bunch of pillow mints now.
What kind of this?
Pillow mints, or they can be. Yeah, pillow mints. I think.
I'm gonna save these for the final boss.
The final boss.
Are you gonna?
Kill the final boss with a pillow mint?
Okay. Are you gonna like get a slingshot, or are you gonna get like a blowgun and then like turn it into a shotgun? Okay, so here's what I think you gotta do. If you can somehow, based off of the stuff that I give you, or stuff in the environment of this campaign, if you can somehow turn pillow mints into the ammo and anything else you find to make the weapon, I will let you shoot the final boss with pillow mints.
But all the arrows are made of candy.
But all the
There-
bullets
there's
are made of pillow mints.
I'll tell you about a fantastic spell.
And what would that be? What's the pillow mint goal?
The goal is to get this spell catapult.
Oh no.
It's a lot of damage, but you have to. And if the receiving end passes the dexterity check, nose is dealt.
They expect you to be loading like rocks or something in there, not
Yeah.
mint.
Okay, well,
I
here's
mean,
the thing.
it's
If you can
based
somehow
on rock.
if you can somehow
just
create a mint
just
cannon,
like a tic tac gun.
if you can somehow create a mint cannon and it's within reasonable, I will let you shoot the final boss with an currently unspecified amount of damage. We'll figure that out later. Anyway, so you guys are walking up these stairs, and you walk up to this you walk up these stairs up this kind of rough green carpet with tan and gray tiny little dots all over it, and you walk up down this hallway, and Dave knocks on the door, and you open up the door, and he opens up the door and says, "Sir, the group is here to see you about the about the problem to the what was it? Was it the east? I don't remember. About the problem with the
It's goblins.
the bakery. Shh. I will go make sure that no one bothers you." And the mayor turns around in his chair and looks at you, you guys, and goes, "Oh, all right. Thanks so much, Dave." And Dave walks out of the room. The mayor, I should probably explain who they are. He is a pretty. He's a pretty big. He's a pretty big individual. He's got a big beard. He's kind of balding. He's kind of in his late 60s, early 70s maybe. And he's a small beard, and he's wearing a red cloak and a red like shirt or a red tunic, and some jean pants, and he reaches.
All right, D&D 101. You can never trust anyone in a cloak.
He reaches his hand out, and well, it's more not like a cloak; it's more of like a house robe. And he reaches his hand out, and he
Don't care. It's close enough. I don't trust him.
and he shakes all of you guys' hands and says, "Hello, my name is Rohan.
When
But you can just call me Mr. Welks."
hold on, how well off does the mayor look?
I mean, he looks like he looks like he's comfortable, but he does not look like he is the kind of person who has like if he has money, he doesn't he doesn't want to show that he has a lot of money. He just wants to just say that he wants to make a statement of the fact that he is the mayor
Wants
and
to
that
stay rich.
No, he wants
He
to make
doesn't
a
waste
statement.
his money.
He
He's
doesn't
a
waste his
responsible
money.
spender.
Yeah, and he wants to make a statement that he is the mayor. So like I'm in charge of this town. Like this is my town for the time being that I'm here. Don't mess with me. But at the same time, you get a little bit of
So-
I'm looking out for the small guy kind of vibe from him. He doesn't seem to be the kind of person to think about himself first. He thinks about himself, but he's not the first one that he thinks about.
Right, fine. This is the one man in a cloak that I will trust.
I said
You
I
got me.
I revised it. It was a house robe.
I say this knowing very well that my character wears a cloak.
So he looks at you and says, "Well, I don't really know where to start. Well, a couple of years ago, I guess, before I was even mayor. I don't even know when this all started. There has been for quite a while, quite a while over to the east. There's been a lot of missing persons cases around one particular area on the Farth Reach Trail, and it's been kind of rough to keep this on the wraps. I do not want the public to freak out and have a little bit of a what do we call it, fit about what's going on.
Wouldn't it be
basically,
better for the public to know?
Yes, but
That way they can defend themselves. and
exactly.
you
But
can't protect yourself from things you don't know.
yes, they do know to a certain extent, but they do not know of the of how bad the bodies have been. If you get what I'm talking about. But
I see.
Mutilated.
yeah, along those lines.
Gnawed on.
Does seem like quite the problem.
So yeah,
Doesn't
so
sound like
this has
goblins.
happened. This has happened around the Farth Reach Trail, which leads towards the mire of Ethangrow, and he turns around behind him and points to a map that is behind him, and Bob, why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please?
What is 11 plus 3? 14.
Yeah, I think that's enough. As he kind of spins around in his chair to point at the map behind him, roughly where the trail is. When he turns around, you see a not a picture, but a drawing, on the wall behind him, and you make out a you recognize the building in the photo for just a flash of a second, and it is the house that you broke into during your episode 0 excursion. Bob, you recognize the building behind you, but there's one thing off about it. You notice that there is no gate on it, and you notice that there seems to be a different vibe about the building. Something you see is a bit off of the building that you originally were in, and it takes you a minute to realize that there is far more people in the photo. They're sort of kind of off in the background, but you see what looks like 2 kids playing in the lawn, and you see a woman waving at the person who drew it, and he spins back around and continues to talk to you guys. He says, I just don't know. It's been pretty rough. It's about a day's ride in, and it's been going on for quite some time, as I previously said. The last party that the town sent never came back. We have no idea what happened
Trust
to them.
me, they must have been amateurs.
No, it
We'll
was
take care of it.
it was some pretty trustworthy people, in my opinion. It was
I'd never trust trustworthy people.
our dearest friend Will Cena that was sadly lost during this excursion. May he rest in peace. But I will offer you 1,000 gold pieces to help solve this mystery and stop people from disappearing and stop the bodies from appearing. Now, what I must tell you is that there is more than one goblin camp here, and he points back to the map behind him and kind of points up, sort of in the marsh, where the last party went missing. Rest in peace, Bob Cena. No, sorry. What did I say his name was? Will Cena. He points to there, and kind of down further up the road, about maybe a half day's longer ride, is another camp. Sort of less in the middle of a swamp and more in the middle of like a big forested area. We have it on good authority that one of these two here is responsible for most of the disappearances. They have been feuding for quite some time due to how close they are and what their apparently contradicting beliefs are, but we have no idea which one. Well, we have no idea which one is on the side of the good, if there even is one on the side of the good. And that's about wraps it up. I don't really have much else to tell you, other than, and he opens up a drawer and pulls out a small map, which contains the rough locations of the two goblin camps, and hands it over to you, Silas, and says that should point you in the right direction. I hope you guys are luckier than the last people.
Trust me, I make my own luck.
All right.
Who needs
And-
luck when you have skill?
Precisely. Now, I wish you all luck.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Wish you all luck. Do you need any horses at all? Do you have rides, as they would say?
Got my boy Jeffrey. My boy Jeffrey to back me up here.
Alrighty. Does
My
anyone
boy
else?
Jeffrey.
Does anyone else need transportation?
I have a horse.
You may want a horse.
All right. Go and see the stable master. At the inn. He might have something for you there. And run along now. Go and help these poor people in ways that I cannot. And you guys are off.
Horse going to cost me money.
No.
Hold on, but before we get dragged away, maybe you should pass me some money just in case I need to pay for the horse.
How about this? I'll give you 25 gold pieces up front out of the 1,000 to pay for the horse, and then if you make it back alive, I'll pay you back with the full 1,000. Deal?
Deal.
So, deal.
All right. And he throws you a small bag with 25 gold pieces in it to pay for the horse out of the 1,000, and then if you make it back, he'll pay you it back when you get back, along with the rest of the promised goods. And you guys are off.